Buenos Dias Gunners Collective. Back at it, you already know, like a smack addict. And I already know you're looking at that thumbnail like, damn, who are these Hynas, right? Despensa en la tira, I'm going to tell you. Now, trip out. What I wanted to talk about is we're always talking about norteños and sureños and Hells Angels and Mongols and gangbangers and whatever the case may be, all these different group factions, Crips and Bloods and Latin Kings. What about the women, right? What about these Hynas that are really with the business, like that thumbnail says? Because there's a lot. Whether it be your personal Hyna that you're having dealings with, whether it be a homegirl from the barrio that grew up in the neighborhood and knows everybody, whether it be one of them hoes, man, that everyone, you know what I mean, tosses around or whatever the case may be. All women in the game are utilized for one thing or another, whether it be love, companionship, some real gangster shit. Sasuke, hey, hold this. And they handle it, right? You know what I mean? Sasuke, or even the ones that are with the business. At the same time, you need to understand that women will handle their business. You know, there's a lot of them that grew up in the barrio, in the neighborhoods, you know, around the way, that already knows what it is with the homeboys. They already know what's expected of them, their conduct, and just what's going on. You know, I've met Hynas that school homeboys. You know, I knew this one Hyna from the barrio. She wasn't necessarily from my barrio, but she was from Merced. She was with the business, bro. She used to school youngsters and would trip them out because she was so well versed in the game and so educated into the norte. She was up to par. These motherfuckers, I didn't even know some of the shit she knew. You know what I mean? She was way laced in the game. And that was because she kept her ears open and her fucking mouth shut, her eyes wide shut, right? And the bitch was always listening. You know, and that leads to pillow talk. That leads back to pillow talk. A lot of vatos, they have these Hynas. They sit back at the end of the day and they unburden all their worries, all their stress, everything that's going on to these Hynas. And at the same time, man, if you got you a down one, if you got you a real one that's with the business, she's going to keep her boca shut and continue as such. But for the most part, man, 9 times out of 10, whatever you said will be held against you in the court of law. So she's going to be like, oh, I ain't losing my kids for this, Bob. Also, these people weren't even that big, right? This is how it goes. You know, most vatos that are in the game already know and already aware of this. This is rule 101, right? When I say 101, I mean this is the 1A. You know what I mean? Just don't pillow talk, Bob, also because you can get caught up, and more than likely you will be. But let's talk about these Hynas that are with it. I'm going to tell you a little story, a little war story about a Hyna from Sanjo that I was with for about 4 years. I ain't going to use her name, man, because she's still out there wiggling. But let's just say that one night, man, the homeboys came and they were like, hey, Gun, what's up? What you feel like doing tonight? What you want to get into? And I was like, yeah, I'm just chilling, man. I'm just at the pad, just kicking back. I just got released from prison. I was doing a violation, man. So I wasn't really trying to go out there and get with the business yet. I was just trying to kick back with familia and relax. But of course, the homeboys are at my door. So, hey, I can see clearly. Come on, Holmes, right? Fuck it, Holmes, right? Fuck you, Pac-Man. Let's roll. Jumped in the carro. I said, let's go to Maloney's, which at that time, man, this was about 2005, 2006. It was really popping. It was really cracking. It was a little club, remember, said just a small club, but my water was pretty, what would I say? This was our hood club. We were pretty deep. We'd go in there, man. We were well known. We got the respect. They put some respect on our name. We'd go in there and pretty much do what the fuck we wanted to do, right? So the homeboys like, for no other reason, hey, let's go to Maloney's and go chill. Right? And so, of course, we went in there. We're like hood celebrities. We're like trophies. We're like diamonds when we shine. We went in there. Everything's all good. Of course, none of our enemigas went to this club. Every once in a while, we'd catch someone slipping with bad paperwork. Yes, we were checking paperwork at the door. It was like that. We were fully functioning. At this time, I was with the regiment, so I was with the business. Bam. So I go kicking in the club. Now, the way I kind of kicked back and surveyed the situation. You got to understand there was a lot of youngsters there. I'm a little bit older. Of course, there were some older Hynas, but this was not the club where I really picked up chicks. This was kind of the club where I just went out with the homeboys, let them do their thug thizzle, and it was what it was, right? At the same time, there was a Hyna, and I noticed her looking at me. I was looking at her. She was looking at me. I was looking at her, look at me. Vice versa. And I remember the homeboy, one of the homeboys, Noño, had given me a pitcher of beer. He didn't drink it by the cup, homie. He drank it by the pitcher. So he was like, hey, hold that for me. And me not being a big drinker, I'm just holding on to it. You know what I mean? Sipping a little bit off his shit. When this Hyna comes up to me, she was like, damn, like that? You do it by the pitcher, right? So I started high sign, shit, this is my third one, right? You know what I mean? And she was like, so what's up? You going to stay handcuffed to your homies all night? Or you trying to come to my pad and kick it? I was like, this chick definitely ain't from Merced because she's raw diggity with it, right? She just came straight at your boy like, what's cracking, right? So I said, where you from? She said, I'm from San Jose. I'm from San Jose. I said, man, I could tell right off the bat you were from the Bay Area, somewhere up there. So I was like, yeah. So I told the homeboy, no, you, hey, what's up, man? She got a homegirl. Let's go. Let's shake the homeboys. Let's do a pushing. So that was the case. That's what we did. So we get to this Hynas pad. She had a big old pad, 4-bedroom, man. Of course, immediately the homeboy, quiet as kept, dispense on you. If your old lady sees this now, facts are facts. They went straight in the room, him and the other chick, and whatever they did, maybe they played fucking hopscotch. I don't know. They were in there playing Yahtzee, you know what I mean, or Twister. Whatever the case may be, they were in there, and in that fashion. And I was chopping it up with the Hyna, and she was a square, right? Come to find out, she was as square as they can be. Of course, she was down with what's up, but she was a square, okay? Quietly as it's kept, things happen, things of that nature. Boop, 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 boop. Bang, bang, right? And that was that. I thought I would never see the Hyna and whatever. One night stand, I thought in that fashion. I had several of them. And as I shook, man, a couple days later, we're having a party at our pad. This Hyna shows up, and now she's feeling all possessive, like the gun belongs to her, you know what I mean? So that's my 9mm, right? Bitch, I'm a 40 cal. Well, in that fashion. Anyways, quietly as it's kept, I liked the way she was feeling me, and she liked the way I was feeling her, and we kind of started kicking it. And we became a thing in Merced. Everybody knew that this was my Hyna, she was mine, whatever the case may be, man. I didn't treat her like any vato was supposed to treat a woman. I treated her like, I utilized her like a tool. Basically, when I needed her, I needed her. When I didn't, so I was scared. It didn't, right? And that's what it was. But I tell you this story because later on in the line, I get caught up. I go to Tracy prison. She's writing me, whatever the case may be. I kind of kick her to the curb because I'm not trying to hold on like in Vogue. I told her, go ahead and do your thing. She hooks up with another homeboy, a younger homeboy from my audio. He's feeling some type of way and marries her and all her kids and whatever the case may be. Hey, you know what I mean? The Brady Bunch. That's when they became the Brady. Oh, dale, better you than me, Alice. Right? Let them do their thing. And I'm over here pushing, active, doing my thing in prison. And I get out. And I get out and I happen to run into this Hyna. Not this time her husband's locked up. They're going through some things, whatever. And me being the homeboy I am, I'm not going to step on his toes. You know what I mean? It's not righteous to fuck with another homeboy's chick, right? Even though he stepped on mine. But at the same time, I was in flux. I was telling her to go. She said no, whatever, right? I wasn't mad. But I wasn't going to condone that. And I wasn't going to get down like that. But we got to kicking it, like chopping it up, on some old school friendship. And she changed. The Hyna was really with the business from the time that I was locked up, and she was already seeing things. I was opening her eyes to things that she had never quite seen before. She was seeing some real gangster shit. She was seeing, we used to get to the pad, man. All the homeboys were about to do some dirt. I'd tell her, hey, get your kids and get the fuck up out of here. We got to do something. Go to your mom's, right? She already knew she wouldn't question me. She knew we were with the business. She knew I was someone of status, but at the same time, she didn't know the intricacies and the details because obviously I'm not a baboso. I wasn't telling her. But she knew enough to know to get the fuck on down the road when I told her. But she changed, bro. She became the one of status. She became the one that was with the business. I got out. I started talking to her. She was really with the program. She actually got caught up in a RICO act, which was Operation Red Right Hand. Of course, she got her a lawyer. She had a lot of papers. She was doing some things on the side, some extracurricular activities I can't speak on. And she was able to get a lawyer and wiggle out of that situation. At the same time, I will tell you this, the Hyna became with the business. So when you see the two Hynas on the thumbnail and I say with the business, there's a lot of Hynas that you might meet that are squares, that are not really up to par, not really up to game on what's really going on, and change, homie. Like I said, firsthand experience, it happened. This Hyna was with it. You know what I mean? I'm talking about she had a clickety-clack bigger than mine. So Sasuke, what's that? She was like, you don't know what a fucking Desert Eagle is? I was like, damn, and in that fashion, right? And in a way, I felt like everything she was going through in life and where I had led her, that I started that gangster shit. This is the thanks I got, right? I wasn't proud. It wasn't a proud moment in my life because, man, this was a woman with children. She was just a square. I met her and I introduced her to what really the Norteñoism was, right? And then she ran with it, took it from there. Of course, her next soul man was abusive. He was what he was. And she just got hard. She built a shield around herself and that's what it was. But I say that to say this. At the end of the day, man, there's a lot of Hynas that get utilized in the game by homeboys. Hey, Sasuke, I need you to drive so we can go over here and handle business. Or, hey, Sasuke, hey, watch out. I know you don't like me, but anyway, watch it. Look at, right? A lot of different things. I used to have Hynas that I used to call them the late night. Hey, trip out. What's in your refrigerator? You know what I mean? And hey, do you still got them nopales, right? Whatever the case may be. And they were always with the business. They were always down, whether it be for me and who I was because I was popular, or whatever the case may be, or whether it was just for them, you know, because they wanted to do it. They felt some type of way. And there was a lot of homegirls that were just cool. They were righteous homegirls, man. I never disrespected them. Any one of my homegirls from Merced will tell you, right? The gun was with the business when it came to the homegirls. I would take groceries to their pad. You know, I remember Thanksgiving. I did Thanksgiving for the whole barrio, man. 9 fucking turkeys I bought. I had the Hynas in there working. They were like, damn, we're trying to go to the club. Well, so I was, yeah, fucking make me a turkey and in that fashion. But at the same time, I made sure that all the homeboys from the barrio, all the Hynas, all their kids and everybody was well fed, and everyone had a Thanksgiving, you know. A lot of us didn't have familias, you know. We were just out there just doing our thing and out there wiggling, but I made sure that that was possible. And all those Hynas and all those homegirls were with the business. They made sure that it happened for the homeboys, you know. I was just monetarily involved. Other than that, so I couldn't make you a motherfucking biscuit if I tried. At that time, I learned, you know, children will make you do that. Now, there's a lot of Hynas that are with the business on their own, not necessarily needing the homeboys, not necessarily being involved in the homeboys mix. You know, they're out there murking cats. You know what I mean? They're feeling some type of way. So, okay, you want to cheat on me? You know what I mean? Fuck no, I'm not gonna hold, right? And they're handling their business. And it's becoming commonplace. It's becoming prevalent in society. It's happening, man. These women are really with the business. You can't take any woman lightly. You know, for those of you that think, oh, I'm just going to beat my chick or smash my chick or utilize her or this and that. It's like, okay, watch out. They're one knife away and you're one peep away from being dig rod to the dig. I mean, it could happen. You know, it could happen. It's been known to happen. You know, and there's just a lot of women are like that. Not necessarily do they have to be dykes or they necessarily have to. Charlie, man, I know some chicks that will get the finest fucking chicks in the world that'll cut your whole shit off, right? That's just what it is, you know? Don't let that smile and them big one nalgas fool you, you know what I mean? So I was going to and then take your shit with you. Oh, you know what I mean? Straight great white sharks. It happens. But I've had a lot of homegirls in my neighborhood that I can necessarily say that were with the business, man. Some that will make homeboys look bad. You know what I mean? Hey, get to the car and talk about, hey, I got shotgun. Hey, come on, man. Don't play me like that, bitch. Get in the back car. Get in the back. But it's all right. Homegirl talking about pulling her derby down her suspenders. They go with that. They're talking about, let's roll, homie. You know what I mean? Just with it. It's happened. It's real, you know? Let me tell you a story. There was a homegirl. From the neighborhood, and she was pretty known. She was pretty known. The homeboys all gave her a lot of respect, and they knew not to really come at her any type of way because she had a lot of primos. She had a lot of familia that were, you know, deep in politics. They were somebodies, you know what I mean? Whether they were norteño soldados or even NF members. It was what it was. She was just not the Hyna that you fucked with, right? And, but she was a hoe, right? Dispensa. So she carried herself as, okay, a lot of homeboys were scared to death to go get involved with it, but at the same time, they knew they wanted to get involved with that, right? And, man, she got a lot of homeboys caught up behind what she was doing. And the reason I'm talking about her and I'm saying she was with the business was at the end of the day, when I remember there was one homeboy in particular that, man, he had went bad on her. She was real sprung on him. He was cheating on her. Things went south fast. Right? It went down south fast. And one of her tios got out. He was someone known from Salas. That's all I'll say about that. And he was ready to let the homeboy have it, basically, for his niece. He was ready to let the homeboy go. You know what I mean? Being with the business as she was, she basically stepped to the plate for the homeboy and let it be known that, you know, to let that go. And I remember we always appreciated that because we thought it was a wrap. You know what I mean? We thought his career was over, most definitely, this and that. And she took one on the chin for him. And that is also part of being with the business, you know. I will say that, and I commend her for that. At the same time, you know what I mean? The head game was bomb too. I'll just say that. Now, let's talk about Mexico. I'm gonna tell you a quick little story about Mexico and some Hynas. So I was in Mexico. I got down there. I was on the run. Me and the homeboy Titi from the Wadi, we go to Mexico, man. We walk over the border. We get picked up by his grandfather's homeboy. And whatever the case may be, I told the story before. We get to Juarez. We're on Napra Juarez, right there in Barrio the Veintes, right there, Barrio Loma Triste. It's a little hood. And we're right in there, right in the hood, right over the frontera. and chilling. And I remember one of the homeboys' face was there, and he was actually dating a chick, and her jefito was some big time baller, a big time cartel member from Juarez. I don't know who he was, you know what I mean? I just know he was the one. Let's put it like that. And the homeboy thought he was in Califas. He was wiggling. He was at the clubs. We're all at the clubs. He was kicking it with other chicks. And I remember his grandfather came and he said, don't make her cry, man, because our familias mafiosos, they're going to kill everybody. You know what I mean? And I was like, yeah, bro, you need to stop. He's like, man, fuck that chick. Anyways, you know, we were trying to hide it from her, whatever the case may be, you know. In a way, he started to develop a little bit more feelings for her, and they were doing their thing. But I remember one day there was this little Southsider, Spencer. His name was Panico, and I just met him there, and he was kicking it with us. You know, we weren't on no gang shit. We were just awesome kicking back. And phone rings one day, and it's that Berenice, as her name is. This is the homeboy's chick. She calls. She was like, hey, where's Face? I said, he's at work. Why? What's up? She was like, hey, can you and Titi come to Centro, which was downtown, which was like the mall area, downtown Juarez. She was like, can you come? Remember that guy that kicks it with you, Panico? Well, I think he's following me and my prima around. So we're like, yeah, we'll come. So we jump on the ruta. For anyone that don't know what the ruta is, it's the bus, right? It costs 20 cents. You get on the ruta and you're fucking mobbing, right? And there's gente in there, they're playing corridos. They're fucking selling fucking dulces. They're over there fucking saying prayers. Jesus Cristo. I mean, you got a lot of shit going on, man. You got to really stay up to par on what's going on, man. Vatos are throwing candies, dulces in your lap. If you touch them, you bottom, homie. Best thing is you don't touch it. They reach back. Hey, that's my pipa. Boom. You know what I mean? So that's good. They need their chocolates back. Anyways, we get to where she's at. She's smiling, eating ice cream. You know what I mean? She's at an ice cream parlor. I'm like, what's up? You know what I mean? What's up with the boy? She was like, don't even trip. I called one of my tios, and he's done. You know, let me tell you about these Hynas that are with the business. She's like, he's done. I said, what do you mean done? She's like, he's done. I said, like you know, like done or what? She was like, done. I said, well, fuck it then, I'll have a rocky road, right? Got my little rocky road and did a push and jump back on the ruta and was gone. Next day, there's anyone that knows that it was in Juarez, there's a newspaper that comes out every night of everything that happened the night before, right? And in that newspaper, it talks about all the murders, everything that happened in Sasuke. There's Panico like that. He was done. Like I said, women could be with the business, man, if they have to be with the business. And we'll just leave it at that. You know, through my years, I've always been told and laced up by a lot of righteous individuals, and they've always told me, hey, a woman scorned, man, is the worst thing in this world. Don't never hesitate to think that a woman, man, will not lay you down, because they will, you know. And especially nowadays, what you have is you have a lot of these younger chicks, you know. Vatos are looking like the chicks. You can't even tell them apart. You know what I mean? Pants are so tight. But you got a lot of these Hynas, man, that are really getting in the newspaper, really, you know, I'm seeing, not necessarily are they getting caught on the scant and all that. They're really with the business, man. A lot of them are getting caught up in murders, murder for hires, home invasions, just a lot of things going on. There was something that was going on in Modesto, California, man, where a lot of these sureñas, yes, I say sureñas, were involved with the sureños in home invasions. They had a home invasion team. They were in their motherfucking home invading and regulating, you know, and these Hynas weren't necessarily being the drivers. They were actually SAHs with the business. So like I said, man, the times have changed, the world has changed, and these women, man, have stepped it up in a real way, you know. And it's not necessarily just nowadays. They've been doing it, you know. People just haven't noticed. Well, guess what? Put some respect on their name. It's time for them to be noticed, you know. They are definitely with the business, you know. I know a lot of sureñas that are from down south, that are from their barrios and represent to the fullest. Not necessarily norteños as much, because anyone that knows, there are no such thing as norteñas. There are Hynas that kick it with norteños, yes indeed. But as far as the word norteña, that is something made up. It's not never going to happen. Anyways, man, I hope that you guys move fast with a purpose. I hope that you guys get everything that you want coming to you. That's called hustling. Again, another one, banger after banger after banger. We're going to continue as such. It is what it is with the business, the gun. I want to say, man, that we are going to be touching pretty soon on Boxers fight event. It is coming up. Something is cracking. Hey, something's in the air. We actually have an opponent established for him. We will be doing an announcement in the next few coming days. Stay up on it. Stay up to par, because it's really righteously happening. Anyways, for the raza, by the raza, you already know what it is. The gun, bang, bang. And in that fashion, it's what we do, homeboy.